But first today, we're going to talk about power lines and the underground-overground argument. Eirgrid has unveiled a proposed route for putting its Project West power lines underground. Now, the move comes after significant political pressure in Mayo against plans for a network of pylons in the county. But according to the company, the cost of putting the power lines underground will be multiples of the pylon project. Fergal Keane has more and further detail, and he joins me now. Putting this project underground, it is a significant shift.
It is a significant shift, but you have to bear in mind that Eircom today, they were asked to do this, to come up with this proposal, so they've done that. They do say it will cost multiples of the pylon something, but putting these lines underground is something which has been demanded specifically in the south of the country, where we covered many times. Lines are to be placed between Cork, Waterford and up to Kildare, and people there want this project to go underground. Now, why has it happened first in Mayo? Why has this proposal been done first in Mayo? There's been pretty significant political pressure in Mayo in particular on this one. The pylons issue played a large part in the local elections that led to several opponents of the pylons issue being elected, people who had left some of the bigger parties over the issue. And so then an expert group, which earlier this year was established by the government to look into Eircom's plans and to look at alternatives. Eirgrid's plans, sorry. They asked Eirgrid to come up with these other proposals, and this is part of their work with that group. Now, the south and west lines, they're going to look at an alternative to those as well. Those plans will be published later in the year. But today's announcement, it also includes a schedule for large-scale public consultations in the west of Ireland over the next couple of weeks. People will be able to get details of it on the Eirgrid website. They're going to have a whole lot of meetings for members of the public in the next couple of weeks.
Now, what will be the difference between going overground and going underground?
Well, the underground plan is for 113 kilometres of line to go underground. Now, it will cost significantly more. The opponents of this say will cost maybe 2-3 times more. People might have thought that this was a large excavation to get this thing underground. It isn't that big. It will go underground, about 1 metre underground. They will place a duct under the ground and then pull the wire through from this thing. But what they have to do, they have to change the current from alternating current to direct current, the thing that comes out of a battery essentially. So they have to have a power or a converting station at either end of this line. So the line then will go from Flagford in County Roscommon right through over to past Foxford and over into Mayo, past Ballina. All of that will be underground. They say that they're going to follow secondary routes, secondary roads along the way, and put this thing along roadsides.
And they'll have to bypass towns, won't they, or find a way through them or around them.
And they've published a map today for this route, and most of it goes along minor routes, so they will be bypassing places. There is a significant difference in a couple of parts from where the pylons would go to the underground route, a couple of kilometres, so instead of open countryside, it's along the road.
But Fergal, is this a decision made now, or is this just another proposal for consultation, and the decision will later have to be made still on whether we go above the ground or under the ground?
It's not a decision being made. They were asked to do this, so this is what they've done today. It's absolutely not a decision made. The decision will be made through the planning process. It will be made. The expert group are going to look at this, and they will again then come up with their proposals later on in the year. It's just a proposal. It's an alternative proposal. You'd have to think that when it's going to cost multiples of the original plan, that Eirgrid would prefer their original plan. They were saying today they were asked to do this, and they've done it.
What about opponents now and what they've been saying?
Yeah, as I mentioned, this was opposed hugely in the West of Ireland and Mayo in particular, and this line goes from Mayo right through to Roscommon, and it became quite a significant issue in the local elections. Surprisingly, people I spoke to today are still against this, because one of the major issues they have down in Mayo is that these lines, they say, were there to facilitate the building of large wind farms down